Hey, what's up? My name is David Glenn of davidglennrecording.com and theproaudiofiles.com. In this video, we're going to take a look at bus compression. I was just over at my membership site, themixacademy.com, and I was preparing some videos for members on taking this mix. It's called Tuya Soy by my good friend Samantha Encarnacion and her brother Victor Encarnacion. Was looking at taking it to the finish line, referencing, doing some notes, and I thought it would be a great opportunity to do a video on setting up bus compression. A couple things. I do bus compression from the very beginning, kind of do a rough mix and then get the bus compressor set up, and I mix into it as I go, and I'll be checking a few times as I mix. That's how I choose to work. That's not for everybody, but you may prefer to get into bus compression and deal with that at the end of the mix process before you send it off to mastering or before you master it yourself. But however you do it, this is kind of a walkthrough of, I didn't create this process, I didn't invent this, but a walkthrough of how I do set up my bus compression, and I think it'll be valuable to you. And actually, I'm going to feature my new favorite bus compressor. I picked up this from Plug-in Alliance. It's the Vertigo Sound VSC2, partnered with Brainworx, Plug-in Alliance. This thing sounds incredible. I've used a ton of compressors. I was just doing a compressor shootout earlier today, and this one I keep coming back to it. So I'm going to feature this guy, but the principles, the strategies, the techniques, all that stuff will apply to most bus compressors. So the first thing I do want to note is I'm going to instantiate the sidechain filter, and if you don't know what that'll do, that's going to prevent the low-end information from triggering the compression. And on the Vertigo Sound VSC2, you've got a 60 hertz high-pass filter and the option to go up to 90 hertz. Really, really great. Pretty much always use the high-pass filter, sidechain filter when I'm doing bus compression. So anyways, I'm going to hit play and let you actually hear what I've done with the bus compression, and then we'll work our way backwards. We'll start over actually with the factory default, and I'll walk you through the process. So here's a snippet of this song again, Tuya Soy, my friends Victor and Samantha Encarnacion.
No, hazme recordar que todo es para ti. Es tu vida, tu tiempo, tu concepto, tu mensaje al mundo. Hoy, tuya soy. Es tu rostro, son tus manos, es tu cuerpo y plan para cambiar al mundo. Hoy, tuya soy.
Okay, so cliche words, glue, warmth, fatness, fill in the blank there. But I've hit this, what is it, like 2, maybe 3 dB at the peaks. Sometimes I get a little more aggressive. Sometimes I'm barely seeing that needle move. Just depends on the song, depends on the vibe. And in this case, I actually don't mind it hitting a little harder because I really like the sound of the Vertigo. So let's dive in. Let's actually bring this in. I'm going to set it to factory default. Let's take a quick look. I'm going to do completely slow attack. I'm going to do a really fast release. I'm going to engage the sidechain filter. I'm going to go with 90 hertz. I'm going to say we'll maybe test it out at the end once we get it going. But I'm just going to smash this thing. I'm going to hit it really hard. Lots of compression. I'm just going to listen to what the compressor's giving me. It could actually probably increase the ratio and just try to get 10, 20 dB of reduction. Just going to hit it until it sounds fun here.
No, hazme recordar que todo es para ti. Es tu vida, tu tiempo, tu concepto.
So we got some heavy compression going. Now let's look at the attack. And I've got this set to the slowest setting. And we're just going to click over as we listen. We're going to listen to how the compressor's reacting to the faster attack and really focus in on the kick snare and the transients. I want to hear them kind of get cut off. I don't want them to be completely botched, but I want the compressor to be grabbing them. And I'm going to play with that setting, and then I'm going to back off a click from where I feel that, just to be a little bit more gentle with it. So let's take a listen.
Es tu vida, tu tiempo, tu concepto, tu mensaje al mundo. Hoy, tuya soy. Es tu rostro, son tus manos, es tu cuerpo.
And it didn't take long. I already feel that's where the compressor is just killing it. So transients are getting lost like crazy. I'm going to back this off one click, and I may actually come back and set this all the way slow again at the end, but I think this is going to help us moving into setting the release, which I'm going to do with the vocals, the percussion, low end bass, music, all this stuff I'm going to take out. High ends where I send my cymbals, reverse crashes, all kinds of stuff. And we're going to listen to the shells of the kick. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to listen for the kick and the snare for when they start to be in rhythm of the tempo of the song. I want them to return, the meter to return back to 0 before the next hit. And because we have a double time section in this song, I want it to be really quick, and I don't want the compressor to be getting in the way of any of that. So here we go with the release. We're going to start really fast, and then I'm going to back this off. That feels pretty good. Let's try. It's starting to get a little bit of a shift in time whenever I go to the medium release, and it's kind of throwing me off a little bit. So we're going to go to the next two examples just because. You really feel it pulling there. All right, I'm digging the faster release. We have an up-tempo song here with a double-time drum section. I think that the aggressiveness that it adds, it brings it forward. I like that. But we didn't look at the auto release. And with the auto release, the compressor is going to react to what it's hearing, what it's being sent. So it's possible that we'll like that better. So I'm going to keep in mind the faster release times, and I'm going to switch between those and auto mode and see if the compressor does better at responding to what it's hearing as opposed to a fixed rate. So let's take a look at the faster release versus auto. All right, it's a tough call, but you be the judge for you. I'm going to be the judge for me. This is as much of a taste thing as anything we do in mixing. I'm going to go with auto mode. I felt like it was a little more open, a little more gentle, and I like that about it. So moving on from that, I'm going to drop the makeup gain back down. I'm going to reset the threshold and pull this in. I'm going to look for the needle to move. I'm going to feel that, maybe get to 2 to 3 dB of reduction. Possibly as much as 4 at maybe some of the peaks, but you want to be careful to push anything past 4 dB. But again, it's taste. If you want to hear the compressor really, really aggressive, you may push it past 4 dB. So anyways, let's take a look at that. I'm going to bring everything else back into the mix here, and let's see what we get. Okay, that sounds pretty good. I like the little bit of action. The needle's doing more than just kind of flicking, but I think we can maybe push it a little harder if I back off the ratio and maybe slow down the attack a little bit. Let's leave the attack where it is. I'm going to see what happens with just a 2-to-1 ratio as opposed to the 4-to-1 ratio. Bit much. Okay, so now we've compressed a solid 3 to 4 dB. I'm going to boost the makeup gain to make up the difference so we can get a proper comparison when we bypass. Want to make sure that we're hearing apples to apples. Okay, so I'm not mad at that. I think it sounds pretty good. We're getting the warmth of fatness. I'm going to back off the attack. I'm going to test that out and see if I can push it just a little bit more.
Es tu vida, tu tiempo, tu concepto, un mensaje al mundo hoy. Tuya soy. Es tu rostro, son tus manos, es tu cuerpo y plan para cambiar al mundo hoy. Tuya soy. Yo tuya.
All right, well, I'm digging the slower attack. I'm digging the auto release. I like the 2 to 3 dB. Don't really want to go too much further than that for me personally. The needle moving wasn't mad at that either. And then if you have seen my stereo bus masterclass, I do quite a bit on the stereo bus, do some top-down mixing. But I hope you enjoyed that. A nice walkthrough. I dig it. Vertigo Sound, you can't beat that. Their other box is incredible. I heard it in a session. I still got to go pick it up. But forgive me, I don't even remember the yellow VSM3 distortion box. Incredible stuff. Thanks for checking it out. David Glenn, davidglennrecording.com. If you like this video, subscribe to the mailing list over at davidglennrecording.com. I have a free VIP mix training bundle where I give you 2 free courses at this point. It might be a third one soon, but free courses, free session files, multi-tracks. You can use in any DAW. 2 songs, incredibly talented artists, similar to this, and in English. But more on that to come. davidglennrecording.com, themixacademy.com, theproaudiofiles.com, and we'll catch you in the next one.